The phone is just stacked on a pile of books and my pencil case is behind it. Things are going well. Hi, my name is Rubee and I'm the current Vice President of the Northumbria Horror Society. With the union and the university shutting down because of the COVID-19 outbreak, we are encouraging our members to post private videos that they have recorded themselves onto our YouTube and use it as a creative platform. I shouldn't have said private really, should I? That sounds like I'm encouraging them to do porn. I'm not encouraging them to do porn. Now, these videos could be anything from makeup tutorials, dance tutorials, spooky stories, movie reviews, anything they like really. So hopefully our YouTube channel will soon be flooded with all of them and there'll be plenty of content for you to watch. I burnt myself with the straighteners. If you listen to the Horror Society podcast called Dead Air, and I'm gonna say it again so you remember to listen. Dead Air. Go listen to it. You'll know that each person has their own segment, and my segment is musicals, and since the radio station is in the union and I can't do that, I thought I would move this over to YouTube. Now please bear in mind, this face is not used to being in front of a camera, it's used to being in front of a microphone. No one's seen what I look like. I haven't put makeup on in months. In the spirit of the radio segment that I miss so much, I'm going to be telling you 5 unknown horror musicals. Now, I know the comments are going to be filled or someone's going to message me because there are plenty of people who are more nerdy about musical theatre than I. I'm going to be like, that's not unknown, you're a fraud, I'm a real smart cookie, I've heard about that since I came out the womb. I don't care. These 5 musicals made the list because every single time I discuss them with someone in the Musical Theatre Society I'm also in, no one has a clue what they are. So, what better time than now to tell people about them? The first one I'm going to discuss is Lizzie the Musical. Now, Lizzie the Musical is based on the story of Lizzie Borden, and I'm not 100% familiar with the story myself, but it is quite famous. There have been multiple movies and TV shows about it, and now there's a musical. Lizzie the Musical does not follow a typical musical arc. There isn't large sets, there isn't huge amounts of interaction. Essentially, it's a song cycle, and a song cycle is when individual songs all come together for a vague storyline or an overarching theme. For example, Rent was originally a song cycle. The more you know. Essentially, Lizzie the Musical is a rock concert. The cast is entirely made up of 4 women who all have mezzo range. The genres displayed in Lizzie the Musical are a mix of 90s-esque rock ballads and full-on metal songs with screamo in the background. Some songs that I think might be good for mezzos looking for a ballad or maybe an audition song would be This Is Not Love and If You Knew. Can you tell I keep forgetting the song, so I have to keep looking at a screen. If you have more of a powerful belty range, Sweet Little Sister would be a really good sweet spot for you. One good thing about this musical is that it really suits alternative style voices. A lot of societies and production companies really neglect people that don't have a typical musical theatre voice, and I feel like this would be a really good avenue to show people that your talent is appreciated and can be used. A good duet, if you're looking for one, is Burn This Old Thing Up. A really good passionate group number is Why Are All These Heads Off? Lizzie the Musical hasn't quite found the success that it wanted. It was meant to have an off-Broadway run, but someone pulled the plug on it. It's currently working for a professional production in South Korea and seems to be doing quite well there, so I hope it finds every success. One thing I will mention though is that the rights to the show are extremely expensive, starting at $1,000. I think with a niche production such as this, it would be great to encourage more schools and universities to put on this show, as first of all it displays a lot more women, because what musical theatre society has an abundance of men, and also is relatively easy to put on in terms of set, costume and everything else. It can help it find a wide range of people that enjoy it, and hopefully will find more popularity that way. With the popularity of Six spreading the world, Six is essentially the similar thing but with pop music, and it's based around the Wives of Henry VIII, where the characters are essentially music artists on stage during a concert. With the recent popularity of that really taking off, I think that Lizzie could find a new lease of life. Number 2, Night of the Living Dead, the musical. I'm going to be discussing the Jordan Wolfe Night of the Living Dead, the musical, as I'm aware there is more than one. Night of the Living Dead is one of my favourite films. and I truly feel that this musical does it justice. Now, full disclosure, I've only seen the original cast perform the songs in a concert way and only listened to the soundtrack. I've not seen a recording. I cannot talk for the script. What I have heard of the songs, I think are so good, and I thoroughly enjoyed them. I've listened to the soundtrack inside and out, and it's very rare that I do that. Night of the Living Dead the musical only requires a cast of 6 people, as many parts can be double casted. The part of Barbara can easily be played by someone who's got more of rock vocals and less of musical theatre, again introducing more people into maybe performing in it. If you're looking for a good solo for a mezzo, They're Coming to Get You Barbara is a really good option. The original production actually recorded a music video for that song, which I think is really good, and I'm going to link down below. If you're a baritone and would like an alternative sort of song, This Ain't My First Rodeo is a really good option for you. For tenors, Dan the Science Man is a good option, but you must remember to warm up your mouth as it goes quite fast. The song Doctor's Orders is a very good duet for 2 women, and it is quite simple but very funny. You can really ham it up. But in my opinion, the best role in the entire thing is one of the smallest ones, of Robin Graves. Robin Graves is only on stage for about 3.5 minutes, but she just comes on, she's a helpful newscaster, comes on and sings about how screwed everyone is in this situation, how they're all gonna die. And honestly, that's what I aspire to be. Number 3, Bat Boy. Bat Boy was written by the same people that wrote Heathers the Musical, which is clearly their far more successful venture. However, Bat Boy still has its good moments. The soundtrack to me, though, is not optimal. It's not my cup of tea. You may like it, though, so I'll still link it down below. I think that this musical is way better as a play as it currently stands. Every single time I watch a production, I find myself skipping past the songs and just getting back to the dialogue, which is very rare in a musical because usually it's the other way around. The original off-Broadway cast version is on YouTube, but it looks like it was recorded by Potato, so I will link down the version that I watched, which is a school that did a relatively good job, so that you can get the gist of kind of what's going on if you fancy watching it. The story of Bat Boy is based upon a 1992 news article that was a parody saying there was a little bat boy that lived in a cave and he was half bat and half human, blah blah blah. The musical adds on to that. The bat boy, who gets named Edgar, gets moved into a vet's house where he quickly falls in love with the daughter, and the mother is besotted with him and treats him like a son, while the rest of the town is raising their pitchforks and blames him for all their misfortune. I'm not going to spoil any more because I think you should go watch it. The soundtrack has a mixture of nice ballads and rock music and a little bit of rap. In my opinion, it doesn't quite know where it wants to go. But I do feel with Bat Boy that with some help, some revision, it can really take off in a modern audience. It just needs to be aware of how ridiculous the plot is. The original off-Broadway cast actually featured Kerry Butler, who is currently in Beetlejuice, but is also known from the original Broadway cast of Hairspray and Mean Girls and a million other things. So yeah, I will link the cast album down below if you fancy listening. One thing I will say about Bat Boy is that if you are a man who's not 100% confident with his singing voice, the part of Edgar, who's the main character, doesn't actually sing all that much. So that can be a really great introduction if you are someone that's comfortable with drama, that's trying to edge a little bit closer into musical theatre. I'm aware that Reefer Madness is probably going to be the most well known on this list, as it is the only one to have got a movie treatment. I know that Night of the Living Dead was originally a movie, but the musical has not quite turned into a movie. So shut up. It had a very successful LA run and then moved to off-Broadway. The off-Broadway cast also included Kristen Bell of Frozen and The Good Place fame. A good song for a mezzo or high-ranged alto would be The Stuff. Now, trigger warning that it does mention some very dodgy stuff in that song, but I feel like it could be good if you are auditioning for another risque musical. And if you're looking for a good like bop for a group dance, Down at the Old Five and Dime is a good song to dance to. A nice duet from it is Romeo and Juliet. The least rude probably of all the songs in there, not gonna lie. I actually performed this quite recently at a Musical Theatre Society showcase, and in editing I will decide if I'm confident enough to put a clip in.
We are just like Romeo and Juliet, we're happier and bubbling with love. I can't wait to make you.
Was I confident enough? Reefer Madness is based upon a 1936 propaganda film saying about all the evil things that marijuana can make you do. The musical pokes fun at it. I think the movie is really good. It was a made-for-TV movie and starred most of the off-Broadway cast. I think that is a really good movie. However, personally, having seen a lot of the stage shows on YouTube, I far prefer the stage show. I think it's a lot more funny, but I understand that movies have to dumb stuff down a bit to try and make it more palatable for the masses. If you really want to watch the movie, it is available for £3, I believe, on Amazon, and there are a lot of stage shows that are complete on YouTube. I will link a couple down below. Last, but by no means least, Human Centipede the Musical. Now, I know what you're thinking, that might be a line too far, but I'm really into dark humour, so I really enjoy it. It was a musical performed by some students in 2011, and the full production is on YouTube, I believe in 7 parts. I will link part 1 down below if you fancy going to watch it, and in the description of that video will be the rest of the parts. Go away.
Oh no.
Ah, Adam! Oh, you gave me a heart attack!
I thought you were in bed.
I told you I was recording a video.
I know you did.
Say hi. This is totally staying in.
Oh.
Thank you. This is staying in.
Hi, Mom.
Oh my god. I will link part 1 down below, and in the description of that video will be all the links to the other parts. I really recommend watching it. It's very, very funny, very, very rude, so if you're not into dark humour, then really not the choice for you. Well, most ones on here are not the choice for you if you do not like dark humour. Unfortunately, there is no soundtrack, but, you know, if you're looking to kill some time, I really feel like that production is something fun to watch. That's the end of my list for now. I hope that wasn't too painful. As I said, I'm not used to being in front of camera. I'm usually just in front of a microphone doing radio stuff. So this is a new endeavour for me. I'll probably, out of awkwardness, really morph my face and editing and stuff and do weird things and make a meme out of it, because that's what I do to stop myself feeling vulnerable. Hopefully I will be recording more of these, as will everyone else who is a member. If you have any recommendations for next videos, let me know. Yeah, I'm gonna fade out really awkwardly now.